Welcome back. It's a new week. Good Lord. I swear it takes me time just to get over the the last week. By the time the new week comes, I'm like, oh my God, it's a new week already. So we are here though, and we're still standing, we're still generating. Welcome like the mad
back.
fools
It's a
we are.
new
Yo. So
it's a new
week. Good
let me
Lord.
see.
I swear it
Volume
takes
up
me
over
time just
here.
to get over the
There
the
we
last.
go.
We can confirm that we are indeed. Oh, little things we gotta get right. Confirm we are generating. Have to close this up a bit. Hey, look at that feller. All right, well, good. And so here we are. It says we've got a few people that are watching in. So good to have you. Be sure to say hi if you are here. We're gonna, as usual, with this stream, what we do is we kind of go over the last week of stuff, particularly the stuff that we were focusing on with Get Going Fast. But we try to keep our eye kind of on the general idea of what's happening. As usual, we are running our wacky races. So uh, to get on the wacky race board, what you have to do is you have to comment and stuff. So I've seen some crazy races in my day, where it's like looked like one feller was going to get the Boulder Mobile, and then all of a sudden some guy just comes up and rips it right up and grabs first place. So good stuff happening with the Wacky Mobile. We'll kind of hold on here for just a minute as we wait for people to say hi. Looks like we've got a few more people joining in, so we'll wait for someone to come take the first position, and we'll pop on over to our weekly review. Got a few things to look at this week. Some new software that I found that was quite helpful. Obviously, most everything's going to just be dominated by WAN. I can't say it right. Animate. It's Wan or Wan. It's Wan, right? WanAnimate. Yeah. God, I get that wrong every time. Nigel's popped in. Good to see you, Nigel. Nigel's one of our Blue Star members, so he gets a little special greeting. Nigel, what's up? Good to see you, brother. Always good to have you. Nigel's a pretty smart fella, by the way, so good one to come connect with over on the Discord if you're looking for someone to chat up over there. All right, so well, since we've got our first speaker here, we've only got one so far, but since we got him, we have someone has started the race, so it means you guys are going to have to catch up with Nine because he's got the number one here in the wacky races by default. Okay, well, let's pop on over here. WanAnimate. I wanna. He's saying just say wanna mate. So I'm sitting here thinking how to remember that. He said I wanna mate. Well, good. I don't say that. Well, I mean it's true, right? But don't say that. That was one of those things you say. It comes out worse after you say it. All right. Well, let's go back here and start up what we got. We found this little app here. I quite like it. It's called Lossless Cut, and it solves a lot of problems that come, especially when we're doing our. Hold on a second. I'm trying to show you this app, and the way the OBS works here is that sometimes it won't show a window, so you got to click here and then do this, and then it'll pop up. All right, God, that was ugly. So this is a little app that solves a lot of problems. You just throw a video into here. Let's go find a video to throw in here, and you can easily cut it. So I'm always looking for ways to cut stuff because especially when we're doing things like WanAnimate, we don't necessarily want the whole video, right? We just want a few seconds of it, or we want a piece of it. So this makes it really easy to slide there. This is actually pretty feature filled. All I ever really do is just put it to the spot. I press the up button, go to the next spot, press the up button, and then I export it. So I use this as very quick to load, um, very quick to load, very easy to use. You can actually put together segments. This is open. This is open source, so you can actually tweak around on it as well. Now we have that other video. We have that other one called Shark Bit, and I think that's done by our buddy Point. And Point's well, let's see if I can find Shark Bit over here. The beautiful thing about Shark Bit is that you can actually crop videos, which is quite powerful. So um, you've got lossless cut over here where you can actually just kind of trim the left and right. With SharkBit, you can actually go in and, like, let's say you only wanted her face here in this video, you can actually crop out her face. So that's powerful. Between these two apps, between SharkBit and Lossless Cut, you pretty much have everything you need, and they both load so easy. Okay, so now I will say SharkBit, Lossless Cut is more of a production level app. So SharkBit's done by our buddy Point. Like I said, it's a great app. It's not quite on consumer level, so you got to still have to play with it a little bit. Lossless Cut here is done by this guy, and you can actually get a pro version of this if you want. But it's really quite a powerful app. Anyway, really good thing to have in your arsenal. I just put a shortcut on my desktop, and so I can just click on it real easy peasy, like, yo. All right, well, let's see what else we got going on here. Let's get back. Let's close out SharkBit. Okay, obviously, of course, we got our WanAnimate, our one, that just gives me a headache every time. Our WanAnimate Comfy UI model manager over here. So this is the absolute easiest way to get into it. There's always a ton of workflows going around there when you're trying to get into this stuff. So it's like it can be confusing knowing which one to use. However, trying to pull something up here for you. There we go. There's the WanAnimate model manager that is free for all members over at Get Going Fast. You can actually get this at WanAnimate.getgoingfast.pro. So the absolute easiest way to get into this is just use this one button, and then just use the GGUF install. The FP8 really is just, I don't think you get any better quality, and it's slower. It's really not worth your time. But if you want to try it, you can do it. The bottom line is all you got to do is press one of these, and it's going to go ahead and install everything. If you already have it installed, it's not going to reinstall it for you. Then you can, with the GGF, of course, you can manage different versions of the GGUF. So you notice I've got, like, I actually have the FP8 here, but I've got the Q4, Q8. So if I wanted to say, well, let's play with the Q6, I could press the 9 and I would download that. Like, let's do that. I might do that for some testing just to see how much faster one works than the other. And you'll see as it downloads it. So that's the model manager there, and easiest way to get into it. So this actually is going to go ahead and when you run it, it's going to create a folder called workflows. And in here, you'll see 1, 2, 2, 2, and then there's your workflow. So you just load up your Comfy UI and then load up your workflow. Easy peasy, extra squeezy on that one. Okay, so yeah, I'm trying to think here if there's anything else. I've talked so much about the WanAnimate that I'm kind of loath to go right here. We can throw some stuff in here quick. Let's see here. So here you take a Ronald McDonald, by the way, works out really good in these videos, and the only reason I can think is because the colors are so bright. Obviously, there's Taylor Swift. Some other ones here. This was the original that we had used. Now, This obviously is from Apocalypse Now. This scene is not from Apocalypse Now. That image was, and then we threw that into what do we throw that into? I think we just threw that into WAN 2.2. Created the movement, and then we took that and threw it into WanAnimate to create these other ones. And where did they all go? Oh, here was a weird one. I threw in a friend and it put on that mask on her face, which is pretty cool. Actually, it's like the ultimate video game experience there. Um, yeah. So there you go. So that's kind of WanAnimate. Take a scene and does really good stuff with it. But you know, it yeah, that was weird. Okay. Um, again, the it can take anywhere. These can take anywhere from 3 minutes to 10 minutes. I've discovered that when you're first loading these things, it takes a very long time to the very first load takes a long time, and then after that, it gets everything in there and it can go a lot faster. But I will tell you that it's a resource sucker. So you need to keep track of your VRAM because you can definitely miss out by getting your system overwhelmed. Okay, so you need to be a little bit careful. All right, so that's our WanAnimate. If you guys want to get going with that, you can get going fast over at WanAnimate. .getgoingfast.pro. Use the model manager is the absolute fastest way to get to ripping with that. All right. Okay, some more workflows. Oh, here was a. I better mute this or I'll. Well, shoot. Now I've. I didn't want to. Now I can't monetize this, but oh well. Let's. Just that 1 second will screw it up, but whatever. Each one of these took about 3 minutes to make. I started with the original Deadpool. This was the original. Well, I was a video that was online, so that's all original. But then we threw in the turtle, threw in the Ronin, threw in the girl, and it did all the skates itself. So obviously, you know, they're not perfect, but actually, it's pretty good. The WanAnimate, it works really good sometimes, and it doesn't work other times. Okay, Flex SPRO. This was something new that came out. Pretty exciting. Um, they're trying to make a flex that is a little bit more what's the word responsive to text prompts. So this is obviously an awesome image. I don't know that I have seen uh, a actual increase in quality of image, but obviously these are impressive images. I do notice they're a little bit doled out. You know, like it's a cool scene, but it's not vibrant. I wouldn't call it vibrant. But okay, so this was like a Valley Girl pirate cat eating ice cream, and it got it, so it nailed that pretty good. Here's another one. We got the Valley Girl pirate, and it gave her actually a cat. So playing around with this is actually kind of a cool model. It goes fairly fast. It's actually pretty fast. I think, again, once you get it loaded, it might take like a minute to load the first one. And then after that, I think it was pop these out every 10, 15 seconds. And I know up here, oh, actually, here it is. So I just went and uploaded the workflow. There is no model manager for this. So even if you're a Prairie Dog member, you can get this. This is like Prairie Dog is is the entry level membership. You get all the news and you get basic stuff. And so you actually just get the workflow here. Really easy. You just load it into your Comfy UI. It's going to tell you the models you need. And most of them, if you've been doing anything Comfy, you're going to have these already. So you just can get it, play it. Let me know. I'd love to hear what you think about Flex SPR. Oh, I almost called it backwards. SPRS Pro. Oh, it's S Pro. See, I'm sitting here going like SRPO, SPRO. It's like just S Pro. Okay, that probably makes more sense. Okay, I went ahead and made a video on 3 AI apps for old computers. This is actually a really good video to share with your homies that would like to get into the game but just have old computers. I was able to, I have old computer that pay like $100 for. Right? I had years. Listen, I've always been the computer guy, and could never really afford uh, a good computer for years. Okay, like this computer we got here when we started this business is the best computer I'd had in probably almost 20 years, and so I would literally run computers I spent like $100, $200 for to get, and these are apps that all run on those machines. So we went over Fucus. If you guys haven't used Fucus before, that's one that can run on old computers. It might take a while, but you can do it. Cobalt CPP runs on old computers, and if you get like a 6 billion parameter model, you can do some real basic chatbot stuff, but um, you can do it on old computers. And then, of course, we got into some Whisper translation over here. So it taught people how to do some little Python stuff. Now, what's the point of this? The point is because I know a lot of you guys watching this, you don't need old stuff or old computers, but you do have friends that have old computers. And so if you're going to share the AI stuff and people are real kind of sketchy about what it is, guys, these are apps you can give people to get them into the hobby. These are things. These are ways that you can draw people in. They keep drawing me in. I keep getting away, and then they draw me back in. So we need to draw them in the first time, and you can do that by showing them some stuff. Okay, Jams just popped in and says, "Hi there, S Euro trains super fast, great results." Yes, I did actually forget to mention that. So that's one thing Jams here is pointing out that this actually is really easy to train. And that was one of the big things about it. So I did forget that that's a benefit of this, easier to train than the other Flex models. So you're probably going to see a million S Pro model stuff coming out. We'll have to get Fadalk Kuhn over here. He is our LoRa expert over on the Discord site. So in fact, I need to get out a video here on some AI training for you guys. That's just something I haven't really done. But maybe this would be a good opportunity to do that, yo. All right. So, okay, we had this, did a video here on installing multiple versions of Python. Now, I know a lot of times you guys have issues with, I've got Python 3.10 installed, but it said I don't have it installed, or, it said I got 3.13. And I tell you what, I have spent a lot of time with people sorting out their environmental variables. That makes me yawn just thinking about it. And so we talk about this in here. There's something that's called the Python loader. And in the Python loader, it allows us to use, instead of just using the straight Python command, we can use what's called a py command. And in the py command, there we go, looks something like that. You'll be able to call specific versions of your Python. So in the past, what we have told people is get rid of all your Pythons except for 3.10.11, because people end up having like multiple Pythons. And so I spent a lot of time just, I don't want to use the word conforming, but like trying to get their computer to a place to saying, just follow this procedure and set up your computer in this way, and you're not going to have problems, right? Because we're about lean this way. We're about get going fast, right? And a lot of times you get all this excess stuff, and you get going slow. And so in the past, I really just focused on just have one Python. as I have matured and as things have grown, I just realized, people are always going to be having multiple versions of Python. Those of you who are in the knows, you know, it's best to just keep the stuff uncluttered. But here's the deal: if you're making apps for people, you're dealing with stuff you can't figure out what's going on. This is great stuff. Use your Python loader. Just use this py command. And like in this command here, it says py dash 3.13. This is saying specifically use 3.13. So if you've got one app that needs 3.13, you got another that needs 3.10, it's fine. Just when you're writing your bat files, you're writing your installers, or when you're loading the thing, okay, use py instead of Python. What Python does is Python, when you just use Python, it goes and finds the first one. It's just like walking into a room full of teachers and saying, I need a teacher. And whoever's first is going to come there. And they might be a history teacher, they might be an economics teacher, they could be, an art teacher, whatever. You're just going to get the first teacher you get. But by using py, you go in there and say, I need a computer science teacher. And then all the other teachers go, oh, well, that's not me. That's not me. That's Todd over there. And so then Todd walks up and helps you. Okay, so that's what py does. So good stuff to know. All right. Okay, guys, the Comfy installer update. I really want to. This is for even those of you who are like expert get going fast guys. Listen, I updated this thing. This is the best installer for Comfy UI that I have made to date. This is the best one, and it is a manual install. Okay, and it will allow you to use whichever Python you want. Okay, so you can use your Python 3.10, 3.11, 3.12, 3.13, whatever you want. Okay, so it doesn't lock you into 3.10 and 11. But here's the cool stuff about this: the I prepackage it with a bunch of custom nodes. Okay, so a lot of these things are stuff that I went through several workflows and said, what are things that pop up quite often in our different workflows? So I don't cover everything. Okay, I didn't cover every possible node because that would be overkill. But I covered a lot of them. Okay, the big ones. And the reason why this is important is because when you're getting your fresh install, this guarantees that you're going to get these working. A lot of times, what happens is we get our Comfy UI going, and then we build up a workflow, and it says we need this node. And then we go install the node, and then it breaks our workflow, doesn't it? I know everyone here. Raise your hand if that's you. Yeah, I know it's you. You don't have to raise your hand because I know everyone deals with that. So by doing this, we've actually taken a lot of these and put them in there straight off the bat. Now, we did a few other stuff here. Obviously, as usual, we have our Flash Attention 2, Sage Attention, Triton, and Deep Speed. So all of the stuff is guaranteed to work. I mean, hey, you get your it's free, so you can get your money back if it doesn't. But the the accelerators all work, and I went through there and I looked at every possible error that comes through there, or at least on my machine, and fix it. So we know that our Onyx is running. All this kind of stuff is working. Hey, Feta just popped in. Fidal Cocoon, what's up? He is one of our Blue Star members, so we're going to give him a hats off. Of course, we was just talking about him. His ears must have started burning because he heard us talking about him as the Laura King. So Fidal Cocoon, in case you've missed it, which you probably have, running a little bit late here. Don't blame him. He was at a big concert this weekend, so he's probably tired. Um, but they came out with this. Here it is, Flex SPRO. And as Jams was pointing out, this is the new Flex, super easy to train at low cost. Okay, so you might want to be looking into that, and then you can come back and share a bit with us about what you found out. So anyway, going back to our Comfy installer update, guys, I would just get this. It's free. Give this to people. Get them over to Get Going Fast. If you want to get them going, this is the easiest way to do it. Okay, it's free. And what I do is I just keep this down, and then I honestly delete my Comfy installations every now and again because I'll create them for testing, or I'll create one for video, and I just delete it. And if I need to reload, I just use this. It's easy. It takes that 5 minutes, gets everything down there. And once everything's cached, it goes so much faster as well. So, all right, so that's the Comfy installer. All right, we had a weekly Friday dive into the WanAnimate workflows, so you can watch that if you want to. We just basically went through each all my thoughts about the WanAnimate workflow, how to do it easily, and just sort of informational. That's a good informational one. Yo, all right. Here's the newest thing. Posted this just today. Hunyan Image 3.0 is out. It is out, and it is ouch as well. So it's out and it's ouch. Look at this. It takes over. Oh, where did I have it on here? I thought I had wrote it on here. Takes over 380 gigabytes of VRAM. So craziness on that. We're not going to be running this locally anytime soon, but you can go over to this website here, to the Tencent website. I put the link here for you all. And up here, when you load it, there will be a thing that'll say English or Chinese. This will load up in Chinese, so you just got to translate to English. And it's going to give you some free stuff with it. So I obviously created this. With it, I had ChatGPT help me with the prompt, and I honestly, I think that's amazing. I think that's really good. So one of the things let's talk about here is what this model is and what it isn't. So this is not a straight video image model like we're thinking WAN 2.1 or 2.2. It's not a diffusion model. It is actually an LLM model, and so you're not talking back and forth with like ChatGPT, but you are giving it sentences, words that are getting broken down into tokens, just like with ChatGPT, and it's actually building this image piece by piece. Whereas our other image stuff, typically diffusion models stuff, where it starts with a bunch of noise, and then it just slowly removes the noise until it creates the image. This is actually building. An image piece by piece till it actually comes together. So that's actually really cool. So this Hunyan Image 3.0. Again, I can't see us getting any access to this anytime soon unless they release like a light version. I was reading on Reddit, and even there, they're saying things, like it's not going to, it's so big that it can't even get guffed down enough for us to use it. But you like what they did with when Flux first came out? They came out with the Flux Dev and all that, and then they came out with their other versions. I can't remember what the other versions were called, but they do that, right? They come out with the big version, and then they come out with kind of like the more consumer grade thing. So maybe they'll do that with Hunyan Image 3.0. I can't imagine they wouldn't. So okay, well, that's pretty much it for the week. I'm going to be keeping my eye on Hunyan Image 3.0. Probably playing more with WanAnimate. It's just WanAnimate is just out there. It's just kind of one of those things that I think it's going to get better and better. It's not perfect, but I think it will get better. Fly on my face there, that would be better. Okay, BGG popped in. Good to see you. And he points out Quinn 2509 is great. And it actually really is. You guys really should check out Quinn 2509. I think you can get it there at quinn2509.getgoingfast.pro. So you can get that as well. Very good stuff as well. He's true. And Plasmar1 popped in. So, hey, Plasmar, good to see you. I think we will go ahead and end this. Let's go and check our results of the wacky races over here. See what we ended up with. And Feta pops in last second, grabs the Boulder Mobile with number 1. 9 get knocked out, gets the Creepy Coupe. BGG with a last second 2 comment thing pops in. He grabs the converter car for number 3. Plasmar gets the Crimson Hay Baler, and Jams rocks in with the Compact Pussycat. So there you guys go. Good job. And what a wacky race that was. My goodness. All right. Good to see you guys as always. I'll be around. Come hang out on the Discord. I got a lot going on, so I can't always give my personal attention to every person. and sometimes it takes a little while, but as you guys start communicating with each other, the truth, guys, is you know so much more than I know. I'm just kind of like the guy over. I'm like a bum that's treating another bum how to find a sandwich. Okay, so you guys, as you communicate, you know so much more than I know about a lot of this kind of stuff. All right, so as you guys talk with each other, sometimes I listen, I read the stuff's going on, and I'm like, man, I don't actually know how to respond to this because I have no opinion about it. I don't know. So come over to the Discord, be part of what's going on there, and share your knowledge with each other. Okay, so it's good. It's appreciated. You're part of the crew, and you're needed, man. You bring something good. You bring something valid. So bring it on over. All right. With that, we're going to say goodbye. I'm going to give you one of these, and you guys enjoy the rest of your day.